Hey guys, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel today. In today's video, we are going to be talking about some new high-end makeup releases that are coming down the pipe. And I'm super excited because these are definitely going to be makeup products I'm going to be picking up and reviewing as soon as I can for you guys. One of them is a super exciting Pat McGrath Labs new Mothership eyeshadow palette. We're going to talk all about that. And there are some interesting mixed feelings about this release. So I can't wait to discuss all of that with you. There's also a sneak peek into some more holiday stuff coming up from YSL, as well as more Charlotte Tilbury Christmas peaks. So I'm super excited to talk all about all of the new releases with you guys right now. First things first, let's talk about the eyeshadow palette from Pat McGrath Labs. I know a lot of you guys are super excited about this, but then there's some of you that are really not. Like, you were kind of let down about it. Like, this is the longest tease of all time, and Pat McGrath was really teasing a new palette for many, many days based on the promotion pictures that she was showing, all of the graphics. It was very colorful. So when we saw the palette finally, which was yesterday, there were quite a few people that said basically there are only like a couple new shades and everything else has been done before. This palette is called Huetopian Dream. It is the latest Mothership installment. This does have a fairly hefty pink theme, and based on the promotion she's done, I kind of expected to see some pink. There's lots of pink in her teasers, so I was thinking, of course it's going to be pink. I also thought it might be like a Divine Rose 3 situation, because Divine Rose and that whole launch collection has been very, very high selling for her, very popular. I mean, Divine Rose 1 is my favorite palette of all time from her, so of course I can absolutely see why it would be so best-selling. Divine Rose 2 is a little bit more vibrant yet from the first one, so I was thinking maybe this is a continuation of that. But then when she released the name, I was like, okay, this is a totally different concept. Looking at the swatches as well, we do have some similar vibes to Bronze Seduction. It looks like there's like a deeper purple, some bronzes, a deeper pink. There's that coral shade that I haven't really seen anywhere else from her. I'm trying to think if I have. Nothing is really coming up, so maybe it's been done a little bit, but not to the same extent as Divine Rose or the bronzes and the browns. The big show-stopping shades in here are definitely the Blitz Astrals at the end. It looks like there's 4 of them. Super duochrome-y, like multi-chrome shimmer, like super gorgeous, honestly. So there's one that shifts from like blue to purple at the very, very end. It's so stunning. But I do understand what you guys are saying when you're saying that you kind of expected a little bit more vibrancy when it comes to color story. This is definitely a palette to me that I kind of vibe with, because I'm not one that loves like bold color all the time. I can wear it, but you know, the likes of Divine Rose 1 is kind of my jam. So when I saw something like this, I personally was thrilled. But do I think the palette matched the teasers though? Not necessarily. I do think that now I can see it, but some of the teasers really showed some boldness in a future palette, which I don't think I see here. So real swatches will let you guys know how they actually work and how they look and everything, and the performance, of course. Her Mothership palettes are her best palettes. That is my personal experience anyway. The 10-pan palettes, you can get them for ridiculously good pricing as well, because she always holds sales. So just so you guys know, do not be tempted. Like, you can get this 30% off in 6 months, I promise. But this is still going to be an exciting palette, I think, for those of us that want to have kind of like those everyday friendly colors with some pops of shimmers and duochromes, multichromes, whatever she's deciding to put in here. But I also see the disappointment because the teasers really did seem like it was going to be quite a rainbow palette. Not necessarily what this palette and these swatches show. This is the Pearl palette from Wayne Goss's brand, and I've actually tried both of his previous palettes. The first one was good. It was the like black, brown, like the kind of neutrals palette. I forget what it was called. I'm so sorry. I'll put it in the video here. The blue themed one, unfortunately, didn't work out for me. There were very few shades that actually worked out of the 6. I don't know if it was my application style or how I apply makeup, my eye shape, I don't know. Either way, it was quite patchy for me. I felt like it was quite difficult to work with. So typically when it comes to the luxury price point and eyeshadow, I try to go for eyeshadow that I can readily apply easy, not having to worry for 15-20 minutes blending out a shade because it doesn't work, right? So this is like a color story that is absolutely perfect, and it doesn't have a black. So that was something that I think he had mentioned in all of his palettes. He was going to put a black, kind of like a staple, so you could use a multi-purpose matte black for shadowing, for liner, whatever you wanted to do. But this is one that doesn't feature that. So I haven't watched his video on the release yet. I wonder if he does talk about that. If you know down below, maybe he decided to not include a black with this color story because I think it looks perfect as is. I don't think it needs a black. There's a shimmer shade in the bottom right-hand corner that looks very close to the Pillow Talk topper shades. There's also a matte pink in here, what looks like a matte pink. It could be a satin, kind of hard to say, but that could also be very Pillow Talky, you know, Pillow Talky vibes. So I'll let you know how close those shades are. I will be picking this palette up as well, but I don't think the other 3 are going to be Pillow Talk vibes. There's a gray and a brown and a taupe or like a white cream color. So this is going to be a beautiful everyday friendly palette too. It's very much a Jena palette, that's for sure. I do want to quickly talk about the update with the Marc Jacobs makeup line. This is actually from TrendMood1 on Instagram, and she says that there have been lots of questions about Marc Jacobs and the line because it was heavily discounted at Sephora, and I had heard it was being discontinued and then it wasn't, and there was kind of like an up and down about what is actually happening. They're actually finishing their licensing agreement with Kendo, so the brand is not being discontinued, currently in the process of strategizing the best way to reach their global customers moving forward. Updates are still coming whether or not it's going to stay at Sephora or the same products are going to be reformulated or re-released. That is also kind of big question marks at the moment, but the fact that they are finishing their licensing agreement with Kendo makes a lot of sense. Luckily, they are not closing, which is good. I personally hope that they keep the bronzers around because it's one of my favorite bronzers of all time, and I know it's one of your favorites. The eyeshadows as well are fantastic, so here's to hoping that they stay around. This next launch is a sneak peek into the Christmas YSL collection. You can see this packaging, guys, looks amazing. It is very Christmas-like. It looks like there's going to be a cushion foundation. Now, knowing YSL, the shade range is going to be garbage. I wish that that wasn't even true, but it is. Every time I see a cushion foundation from them, there's 3 shades. It's crazy. So it might just be like a Christmas packaging or a Christmas compact for an existing cushion foundation. There's going to be a YSL eyeshadow palette. Now this has some beautiful creams, taupes, beiges, browns, some burgundies, a very everyday, easy to visualize looks with palette. And I have talked about in the past on my channel how I had a YSL eyeshadow experience probably 2 years ago, and it was the worst. Like such bad experience that I have been very turned off purchasing eyeshadow from them moving forward because of how bad it was. I also haven't heard a ton of demand from you guys that you're super passionate or interested in the brand, so I've kind of been like, well, if you guys don't care and I didn't have a great experience either, like what's the point? But I'm starting to see that this is kind of getting back maybe into being a little trendy now. So let me know your thoughts if you want me to purchase this palette when it is available. The outer packaging though is the bomb. Like if this was actually a palette that performed, like this would be amazing for Christmas for someone, but I just don't know if the shadows are good. When it comes to the lip products in this Christmas launch, it's hard to say if they're going to be limited edition shades in all of the lipstick types or if it's just going to be the packaging. That could very well be. This is a post from Angel Naked One, and what she is saying here is that the Rouge Pour Couture limited edition cream lipsticks are coming in 2 shades, so that is hopefully going to be some new shades, not just 2 shades with new limited edition packaging, but the packaging is gorgeous. So they do put out some really beautiful lip products that could be kind of like my way of getting beautiful Christmas packaging without having to buy the palette, because the palette is beautiful as well. At least it looks beautiful, but It's such a gamble, you know? The next product I'm going to talk about is another sneak peek into the Charlotte Tilbury Christmas collection. Now, this is the 12 pan palette that is coming. I did mention it in my previous Will I Buy It video that there's already some sneak peek talks about that. Now, both Angel Naked 1 and Chic Profile Official reported on this one. So I'm going to show you guys images first from Angel Naked 1. These are just partials. You can see it's going to be a very different palette from her, which I love. A couple of years ago, she released Starry Eyes to Hypnotize, and it had a green trio and a blue trio, her usual pink trio, and I think a beigey brown trio. It was really beautiful because it actually showcased a number of different looks, not just a spectrum of pink. According to Angel Naked 1, it is the Instant Eye Palette Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette. This is one where Charlotte really branches out as well. Past the pinks, we do have a beautiful matte navy color, some deeper browns, a green shimmer shade, which is awesome. We do have a beige and a pink shimmer and a white shimmer. And then there's a gold shimmer, a deeper reddy brown matte, and then kind of a bronzy orangey shimmer. So this is really, really beautiful. The next one is from Chic Profile Official. She actually has a full image of this palette. So a full vertical image, and you can see it's weird because it sort of has some fall vibes as well. So that's really cool. I wonder if it's going to be released in the early September, October. I don't think anybody has said when it was being released. Oh, wait. Yes, sorry. She did say fall 2021, so I guessed pretty close for that one. The versatility in these shades is really, really interesting. It's very different for Charlotte, so I'm very excited to pick this one up as well and test it out for you guys. Her 12 pan palettes are typically very, very strong when it comes to formulation. I loved her Christmas one from last year. It was so stunning. So this is going to be one that I'm very excited to test out. The last item I'm going to talk about in today's video is actually Jackie Aina's candles. These candles arrived in Sephora, I think it was last week, so it was very, very fresh. And I actually picked one up because I was super curious. So this is the Forever Mood line, I think. Yep, Forever Mood. And these are massive. So I'm actually really happy because they're like a luxury candle from Jackie Aina's brand. So the one that I picked up is We Not Linkin. So that's the name. I can smell it already. It smells like a latte, like a pumpkin spice latte. Okay, not quite pumpkin-y, more cinnamon, but like a cinnamon latte of some kind. There's cinnamon, there's warmth, it's very sweet. I'm hoping that this one does a great job of filling up the room with fragrance. The throw, I'm going to be absolutely letting you guys know what I think. She has 3 or 4 scents of these at Sephora, and I didn't see them in store, so I absolutely gambled when I got this online. When you gamble on a candle, it can be a little risky when you haven't smelt it in person. Not my typical candle, I'll be honest. I usually like the fresh citrusy kind of smells, but around Christmas time or fall, I like to have more of a sweeter, cozier smell. This candle to me definitely smells like cinnamon and cream. I can smell pumpkin, but faintly, not as high as the other two. So it definitely does feel like a very cozy fall candle. So congrats to Jackie on a brand. I'm so sorry, I had no idea she launched a brand, but I'm really excited to test these candles. I will let you guys know what I think. This was 49 Canadian dollars. What do you guys think of these new releases coming soon? I'm super excited for all the eyeshadow that we are going to be blessed with. Don't forget to subscribe because as soon as I get these products, I will be throwing those reviews up for you so you can actually know if they are worth it or not. And until my next one, take care and stay safe. Bye guys.